It was an ordinary day-to-day, sunny, humid, and typical of a summer day. Yes, and for the entire day I had seen so. While coming out of the office, going to the another one, traversing to and fro, it was the same. Uh, our office gets off at 5:30. So at around 5:25, I started getting ready, wound up my things, shut off my computer, and as I come outside of my room to freshen up myself, I see, hey, what's that? How come it's so dark? And I call my colleague to see, hey, it's so dark, and while I'm coming back after relieving myself, I see people coming down a little bit of drenched in rain, and I thought better to just rush right now. And as soon as he was about to get ready, it was already late. It had started downpouring really strong and dense, and I thought, fine, just stay here and wait for it to end, or maybe briefly stop so that we can just run around to our parking to our parking lot where my car was parked. It's a journey of about half a kilometers, and while walking half kilometers in the strong rains won't be a good decision since you drench yourself from head to foot in water, and it's of no good while you're trying to avoid any kind of infection in this era. Now, what we did was thought to leave our room in off condition, darken it, lock it, put the keys in the respective places, and go to another corner where we can just see and enjoy the rains until we wait and probably frustrate ourselves that why weren't we allowed to leave the office due to this bad timing. And the wind was so strong, we can see the trees hovering to and fro, and it was kind of swirl in the rains and looked like as if it's the set of some movie where some action scenes running on, or it's a romantic scene where the rains are artificially produced, and it felt so. And for the entire time we kept talking rubbish. It was not getting slow. While we called our dear ones, they said, near our homes there's nothing more than the strong winds, and what you're talking about rains, and I think it was the localized rains that was in our office which we were witnessing right now. Probably frustrating or not liking it, more or less it was a delightful experience, though we may not realize it right now. And we were 2 or 3 friends and kept imagining ourselves in different situations where we get to meet those people, this weather, or probably something just came flying off in our direction, chopped things off. And is that a stupid thing to do? And more we try to put our head outside that area, we could feel that the rains and the winds were still so strong that no, still not safe to walk to the parking lot. About half an hour later, we decided why not just move ahead a little bit to the parking area, and when you reach the parking area, at least we would have 30% of distance covered, and by the time the rains have dwindled a little bit, yes, and it was against the jute bag that helped save my head. I put it down against my head so that my head doesn't get drenched in the rain directly and rust in the fastest way possible, and also to avoid myself slipping and sliding on the road, which would be a stupid thing to do just for the sake of few extra drops. And somehow I reached my car, and while I got myself in, I was entirely drenched and I could feel the cold. And of course, since it was the office timing of releasing, all offices get closed by now 6 and 6:15 or 6:30 is the prime time. Throughout the route I could see there are a lot of leaves, and even the trees were, had fallen on the roads, so giving the obstruction and slowing down traffic. And I could feel how strong those winds were that that were uprooting the trees and probably breaking it in half entirely. And those poor trees, and probably that's nature, a little cruel, but good at recreating, starting from the scratch. And I made videos or do that. I've uploaded on my another personal YouTube channel, and while I entered near my area, it was a clear difference because there was no rain. Seriously, the wiper was running at a full speed earlier, and now as I cross that particular zone, there were not so much of wiper needed since the downpour has stopped, and I could feel and I could realize, yes, what relatives told me was right, and it was just strong wind and not much rains. Anyways, that was a delightful experience, and while we think we are getting frustrated and our time is wasted, those moments while which we have unexpectedly spent time with our friends and colleagues in that weather and talked rubbish is what we or him will recall one day, and will try to relive those moments, because these are the times when present you're not appreciating, but by later you'll see that it was something special. Yes. So I wrap up my lecture today here. Hope you had a great day. Take care. Bye.